How are you? I'm waiting for you to go live on my laptop as well. Here we go. Hello, hello. Look at, one of these things is not like the other. I look like I'm somewhere. Where could I be? Are there any guesses? Any guesses of where I could be? Hello, friends. Happy Friday night. I have my laptop beside me so I can see. And you see way more of me, right? Normally I'm just like a floating head. You get to see the whole body. Hello, friends. Haven't seen you for a while because unless you were doing my Flower Emporium weekend, I haven't been live for a little bit on Friday. So very excited to see you guys. Hello, Julie. I can't see screen because normally it's a different setup here. So you just bear with us because I'm going to Blair Witch you and probably make you sick flipping the camera around. Hello, Kildare. We were talking about you a few minutes ago. Hello, Nadine, Vicky. Hi, friends. So where am I? I might have just literally got off an airplane like, I don't know, 2 hours ago, stopped and had some amazing Chinese food. I am in the United States of America. Where am I, Nora?
New York.
Yes, but where, where are we here? Huntington, like, I don't know, Long Island, I think. No.
Huntington, Long
Oh,
Island.
look at, shh. My private secret new guest is giving herself away. I'm excited for tonight. So we're going to be doing some Flower Emporium stuff, but I thought perfect opportunity when I knew I was coming to visit my friend, that it's quite obvious where I am, that she has something new that just released this week that I watched her show me all of the things when it was just in production and it was all just happening. And I was like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to use this. So when I knew I was here, I'm like, can we go live on Friday when I'm at your house? And then you can show everybody how to use this new thing. So I want to make sure we're on live chat. We are. Hello from New Jersey. So Sam, we're close-ish, right? I think that's close-ish, closer than when I'm at home. So I would like to welcome my friend and fairy craft mother who makes all my dreams come true. This is, I think, the first time we've been live together other than the trade show we were at.
No, we did split screen.
But not live together,
right.
side by side. See, she can't even be quiet. And like if this, it's live because they would have said cut and we would have like, Janine, you're ruining the surprise. And then I just ruined it too, just like when I said Halloween. So come on in, my friend. Yay! I love her. So very excited. So our plan, because I stressed Janine out a little bit because we literally just rolled in here about 15 minutes ago. I said, just grab stuff. Let's go through how the dies work and then we're going to make something. So that's the plan for tonight. So I love, because we're going to test drive it for you and you can see if it's something you want to invest in, which I really think you are. I love the scale of these. So it's a fun thing. And let me know tonight. I want to know if you're brand new to die cutting, do you own a manual die cutting machine? Do you have an electric die cutting machine? Are you more with your Sizzix and those kind of things? No, what's the other one? I forgot. The electronic.
Like a Cricut?
Cricut and that kind of stuff. Like what type of cutting do you do or never at all? So I want to know. I want to know those things tonight. And I also am going to definitely be sharing. Janine is we're going to flip it. We're going to figure out, because we're not exactly sure how the camera's going to work. So I might have to flip things around. I might show you Nora for a second. She's like, no. Nora is Janine's daughter and I adore her. And she is a budding crafter as well. We're trying to get her to join the cult of crafters. Yeah, join. It's fun. So we're working on it, but we have so much fun when I'm here that I just know she's going to end up doing it eventually. So that's kind of the deal. How you guys been doing? How's your week been? I like to check out all the stuff. Hello, Kari. Hello, Sherry. So we're saying all of the above. Rebecca's done all the above. Me too. I own all of the machines. I love it all.
Hi, Mary.
Yeah, look at Rachel. Hi friends, so when I flip the camera, this is much easier. When you're looking at me, it's hard for me to just look over here. So I will flip the camera so we can show you what we kind of planned for tonight.
Which I will, I'm going to throw in kind of
Yes,
blow up
no,
your spot, just
yes,
so you know.
no.
I normally, when I go live, honestly, I'm nervous as anything, but obviously I have some major plan. I've done the project before. I'm now remaking it, the whole 9 yards. She's like, we're just going to wing it. We're just gonna create something. I'm going, what do you mean? We don't know what we're making? How does this work? So God bless that this woman can just make fabulous things like that at the snap.
That's what we do on Fridays, right? A lot of times I roll in and I'm going live, I'm gonna hang out with my friends, but I don't know what we're gonna make. But what I'm excited, so for me, creatively, because I love this is a challenge. So I want when we have the expert to really show us how this product works, because a lot of times we buy it because we're collectors of fine scrapbook products, and then maybe it never makes it out of the package or it doesn't get to come and play as often as it should. So I think it came from her brilliant mind, and I think the whole concept of this is awesome, and I'm excited to see where it's gonna go, because I feel like this is just open the door a little bit, but I can't wait till she comes and kicks it open, like with all the stuff that we can do and how the stuff's probably gonna mix and match and all those things down the road. So I feel like these are gonna be investment pieces that I know. Because we kind of think the same in that it's like we want when you spend the money and you do the things and you invest in the products that they have like a long shelf life, like you have lots of use out of it. So I want Janine, when we flip the camera, she's gonna show us how everything works. And I said, just cut, like as you're teaching, because this is a teachable moment, cut all the stuff, and whatever she ends up cutting, my challenge is then we're gonna make something with it. So I love that. It's not just gonna be this is how it works, and then you're like, that's cool, but why do I need it? What can I do with it? That will be where I step in, and I have a whole bunch of Flower Emporium, and I'm just going to take the pieces that she has cut, and we're gonna make something with Flower Emporium. So if you don't have the dies yet and all these things, you still have Flower Emporium, so you'll have part of it, right? So I'm excited. So Nora's gonna help us flip the camera around. So we're gonna test something to see when we just turn it, but I think it's gonna be upside down. So if it is, I'll just take the phone off and I'm gonna do a little jiggle, and then so you might see up my nose and all the rest, but we'll get there, It's not a girl in her basement, now it's a girl at a stranger's house.
Stranger?
Well, kind of, it's strange, all this is strange.
Place.
Strange
stranger.
Not stranger danger. Whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so let's do it, Nora. Let's see if it's gonna work. So we're gonna turn it.
Turn it like
Might
this way?
need to lift it up a little bit.
That's backwards.
Okay.
Will it?
I think.
I think.
Okay, so
You
Janine
don't mind my
thinks she's
hands?
gonna magicify it. Let's see. Oh, I think she did. I think Janine did it.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so
Oh
let me
my
tell you this.
goodness.
I told you I'm like,
Told you she's smart.
not so bad. I mean, now we just have to mess with the angle like a little bit, so because he wants to see the stomach. So,
Stop. I got this.
I've got my
whatever.
Spanx on
Okay.
tonight, so if you do see the
Okay.
stomach.
All right, good. We can even, yeah. Is that cool? Are we making people nauseous yet?
Sorry, friends. Almost. I think that's good though. That's good, Nora.
Good?
All right, good stuff. Yeah, because I gotta sit back there.
Yeah, because the
Perfect.
moving was, so good. See?
All right.
Yippee, she is a techie. They're quite impressed with your
Yeah.
skills, Nora. So, okay, did we miss any questions? Do you have any questions before we roll into this? Because I was looking at you guys and I wasn't looking at the screen. So, yay you. I agree, right? No Spanx needed with friends. I was taking that a whole different place. I wasn't sure what kind of Spanx I was getting. I'm like, I'd be good. I don't need a spank. And then understood you're talking about the tummy sucker.
Pretty much.
All right. So I'm gonna be asking Janine questions because I'm brand new to this as well. Like, this is a whole new concept and I love it. So I want Janine to talk to you guys about what the whole inspiration was behind this, because she's been crafting forever. We are lovers of 49 and Market and everything that came way before I ever became a part of it. I was a purchaser and a supporter and lover. So I am excited to see how this whole concept kind of came together in your brain and how it works.
Sure.
Because I think that's we'll buy stuff, but sometimes you get, well, she's going to show you, but right, the packaging, you'll get it and you're you won't be 100% sure. So maybe you're going to watch a couple videos. I feel like we're going to put everything in there tonight.
Sure.
So you get the basics. And then I said to Janine, don't think about what I'm going to make. Literally think about all the things that you think are worth sharing and how to use it. And whatever you cut out of it, because we got a whole bunch of paper ready. So these are all just 6x12s cut out of the paper pad. and then whatever you cut out of it, I'm just gonna make something out of.
All right. Hopefully
Okay.
we got you some good stuff to
Yeah,
work
talk
with.
about the things. So now, like I'm telling you, help me, Heidi, just so you can talk about this first. We'll move this.
Oh, move this out.
I'll just move it.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we'll put that.
Sure.
Because I feel like you need to talk about the things. Like I am always fascinated where new concepts, like how they come to fruition.
Well, this was one of those, obviously we've just been designing for Sizzix for about a year now. I think our releases have been out. And I'm a base girl. I'm an album girl. I like my pieces, my foundations, all that good stuff. So in my head, I'm going, well, how do I do something different? What hasn't been done and isn't out there already? Obviously, I think with a normal die, and for those of you who aren't familiar, a typical metal die, it's a shape. That is the specific shape that you will cut, and you can cut over and over and over again, which is wonderful. There is plenty of need for that. But I just said, well, what can we do that's a little bit different, that can get multiple uses, so that we can really kind of make our dollar stretch a little bit further in some practical pieces that can be interchanged and mixed and matched. So I kept going, well, how do I make a die interchangeable? How do we make these pieces? And so basically, went to the magical people at Sizzix and said, okay, this is what I want to do. I want the dies to interchange. I want the pieces to be interchangeable. And they're like, you do know it's a metal die. And I said, yeah, I know, I get that, but like, how do we do this? And lo and behold, through different meetings, different trial and error and whatnot, we came up with this awesome system. So just to show you real quickly, so this is the tag set. It is a very large tag. It's actually a 5x7 tag.
Look at that.
So,
and see, when you look at this, and if you're looking online, you probably don't see that you totally could use this in a scrapbook page, a mini book. You could make a tag book out of it. I love the versatility of that, right? And the other part of this that I didn't even get, and I love, is that you made it layerable.
Yes.
So it actually works with like how your
Love it.
foundations, like it carries over the whole how 49er market works, and really how crafters work. Like if you're a card maker, you have your base of your card, you have the piece that you layer. So I love that aspect, but then I also love that I could use it as two separate
right, you could use it as
pieces.
separate ones, or you could use it together. And that's what, we're layer people. Vicki and I have the layer thing in common with one another.
Yeah.
So basically this tag, the larger piece creates a 5x7, and then the inner piece is like a 4.5 inch by, I suppose it would be 6.5 inch piece, so that you could layer them as the image on the packaging shows you. You have 3 different edges. So on this particular piece, it's that bottom edge that's going to change. So you have like kind of a chevron-y type of,
what is that? Pinking shear?
A pinking
right?
shear, yeah, some kind of wavy
What would you guys
waviness.
call
I don't
that?
know what would you call
Yeah,
this?
make us sound smart.
You have this straight edge that
Pinking,
has
right?
pinking.
It is
Sure,
pinking.
we'll go with pinking. It's
Pinking.
pinking. We made it up that way on purpose.
But I like to look at the little curve
Right, the
on the
little
edges.
curve.
I love that
And
finish.
then iron.
That's my favorite. I like the torn edge.
I love a good torn edge.
But it's controlled torn edge. I'm gonna get the same result every time. I don't have to think if I'm pulling towards me or away from me. I love it.
That's
So,
exactly
I love it.
And so each of these edges comes in 2 different sizes, because you have the 2 different open widths here. So as you can see, hopefully you can see this. I'm like, what's
Here.
here? Oh, here's a piece of white paper. Just to give you kind of like a quick little overview. There's like kind of this like key type system or whatever you want. It's a notch in the base piece. And so that way, when you take these pieces, you're going to be aligning it so they kind of snap in place, snap and swap. Oh, see, this is the wrong one, and I'm going to tell you how you will know which one is the right one. But this is that 5-inch piece, and when you put it down on your plate, obviously not on a piece of cardstock, it would be nice and flat, and that's what will secure the edges. And I will walk you through how to do this in the machine.
But I love that you have for both sizes. So when it layers, even the edge lines up.
Correct. And what's really neat is that each of these pieces is etched on the back side. So I don't know if you can see that one, but this says 5 inches. So this would be our 5-inch base, whereas this would be our 4.5-inch base, and you can kind of see it over there. Does that come up? Am I like holding it? Probably we have 5 inches, we have a 4.5.
They get it.
Okay.
Right? Because I can see it. Yeah.
And so this is just one of the very few ones that only has the edge on one side. I mean, I guess the bar does too. The cool thing on the deckled edge is that we have a shorter and a longer. Well, that, depending on how you are going to position it, will allow you either a shorter or longer piece, so you can even layer those
See,
two.
that's muy importante.
Right?
That is though, because I would have not even understood why it's like that.
Yeah, and this way you can layer your pieces.
So I can get, if I'm making a tag book, I have that
Extra.
graduated
Correct.
So what other one? What were you saying?
So-
Something you just said and lost me. Oh, the bar.
The
It's
bar.
the bar.
Like, so
Okay.
these only have the one direction.
yep.
Most of the pieces that I'll show you later will have two, so that you can go like the positive and negative direction on it. This one is just awesome to me just because of those different lengths.
Well, smart. You're making it. Then you just added like a whole other element.
And then
So I don't need to buy like another thing.
correct. It's like when you normally buy a die, you want two different sizes, you have to buy two different dies. This is giving you, this one set is giving you a whole bunch of options, and I probably should know the math on that, but I have no idea how
We'll
many
get there.
different
It's still new,
It
right?
is new.
So
You also have these random pieces, and basically the reason I wanted to stick these in is to create kind of, if you wanted to do a card so that your base could flip open. So you have both the small and the large. So if you wanted to do the small to the large, you could use the smaller piece.
because I asked because I was like I thought it was like
A bow tie?
like a band, something that which you could a tab. I thought it went on the side.
Yeah, it could, but it was designed to go behind, so that way you would be able to flip like two of the pieces.
So my friend Carrie said, "How does your brain come up with these dies? Amazing!" And this is the magic thing about Janine. Like, you know what I mean? It will talk about things, and I'll be like, "Oh, wouldn't it be cool if we could do this?" And she's like, "Why can't we?" And she will work till like, so she wanted it. She worked with a team at Sizzix, which are phenomenal, to come up with.
Yep.
Like I said, I'm excited about this. What really excites me is I feel like, again, you're just cracked the door open. Like there's going to be so much more to come with
There's
this.
so many options with this. I just think that being able to have these different options makes it just such a usable set. And when I even show you that there might be a skew or two you can cross between to show you some other options, you'll see how that all works. And then again, you just have some extra little bits and pieces, some little reinforcement stuff, the little photo corners, just
Which I love because that
when there's space, there's
right?
space, and you know me, I
Fill it.
pack it in. You might as well
does.
give you more. So
220 pieces of my ephemera pack.
Why not? Why not? So that's just a look at the tag
So it's
set.
this one.
So that is right. So that's the large tag,
Right. So the large tag set.
and
What are you gonna do
then
next?
we have the. I'll just might as well
Ooh,
do the file.
This
folders.
one really makes me happy.
The file folders.
Well,
are
they
super
all-
fun. They all do. The file folders, again, I love little things like this. Like these are things that just make me happy. Pockets, which I'll get to also. But the file tabs, a lot of fun this set. There are 5 different positions, so you can have a set of 5 stacked file tabs. You could also just do 3 if you wanted. You can do the 2 ends in the middle, so it gives you different options for different types of projects or the size of the project that you might want to do. Basically, you could, sew your different signatures together, so you could create a little book. You could stack them in. They're not designed to, like, if you stack them, it will kind of pull out a little. Is that the right, like, they're not going to be
Well, we'll
flush.
show that when we cut them.
Okay, I'm like, I don't know how to explain it. But so for this one, this is our base piece. Now, this base piece is also 5 inches long. So our opening edge to edge is 5 inches. So you have all of your file tabs, which you can go this way, or you can go this way. If you wanted to fold it where your inner tab was going to dip down instead of going up, you can do that as you have the options. But you can also use, if you have the tag set, you could use any of these edges on here and make a cute little card. So those edges will work with this, as will the tag work, the file folder piece work with the tag set. So like I know when I did a project, I kind of did a little tag book. So a large tag book that I did the file tabs on the bottom going the other direction. So you could do like a little flippy tag book.
Oh, or it could even work like what do you call that? Landscape. Like you could even have it. So this is the binding side.
Yeah.
Freaking cool.
That's what, the possibilities.
So these
are
do
endless.
work. So these interchange with this set.
With the large set.
The large one,
large
yeah,
the
yeah.
large tag on this. So they're both 5 inches. So you can mix and match. And again, just give you some extra little pieces. So if you wanted, you could cut like a frame in your front cover if you wanted. You could do little frames. Again, just can't go wrong with little hearts or the file tabs that you can
So
use.
how
over
did
here.
this make the impression but not cut?
On the inside? Because the cutting line is only on the outside.
Oh, the
and
cutting
not the
line's
bottom.
only on the outside. I love that. I thought it cut.
Yeah, well,
the
because
frame.
I figured, well, this way you can kind of make it a
No, I
journal
love
mat.
because then now you.
And if you wanted as a
Oh,
frame, you
that's-
put this inside,
Yeah.
and then you cut both together,
I
and
love
then
it.
you get the frame.
Is that where the pink came from?
The pink is just this one. So you could also like layer them.
So where'd the yellow come from?
The yellow was this base piece, so the piece with, and then I guess they cut the hearts out. The cards were cut out after.
I love it. I love it.
So a lot of, I mean, just you can see all the possibilities, and
Yeah.
that's what the idea is. You know, these are large sets, but I think that what you get in the set and the value of them is just amazing. And then the third SKU that we have is the pocket set, which
Look at this.
I almost bought a wedding dress because it had pockets. No joke. I love pockets. Pockets is a thing for me. It's like,
That-
I don't know why.
I was like, what? And then I understood. I thought you were buying a wedding dress because the set came out. I'm like, it does not compute. And then I understand. No, it was for your love of
My love
pockets
pockets.
before this ever was.
Always love pockets. Pockets
love
can't
it.
go wrong with pockets. So this one as well, and again with the layering pieces. So this would be our base pocket, and then we have kind of like that inlay piece that you could put inside.
So
to
talk
layer
about
it.
too this.
Yeah. So
'Cause
the
that's
base
pretty cool.
piece, when you cut it, it can be cut so that it's basically, I want to say it's 3 inches by 4 inches, but maybe I'll just double check that. Yeah. It's about that, right? About no, it's 4 1/4 inches wide, right? Am I doing my math right? If I do it like that, 4 1/4 inches wide by almost 3 inches, depending on which, I guess, thing. But you can score it. These are score lines. There's 2 score lines here. So you can score it so that it has a 1/4 inch gusset. So if you want to have something dimensional, you can, or you can fold it so that it would be a flat pocket. So it gives you the option to do either or depending on the project that you're working on. So then to show you this, which I again just think is so much fun. We have 4 different, and this is easier to show, but 4 different tops. You know, you have just the flat, you have kind of the scalloped or the dome, you have the triangle, and then the little half circle bit. So both pieces are set for the folded pocket plus that inlay so that they're sized accordingly. And again, they'll have those sizes on the back. So one is 4 1/4, one's 4 1/2 inch. So again, that 4 1/2 inch piece could work with your 4 1/2 inch tag. So if you wanted to come up with something creative on that with these particular different edges, you could do so. So I think, like, am I correct that this 4 1/2 inch piece could make a cute little banner, right?
Oh,
On
yeah.
the little one, right? It's 4 1/2 on that one. I'm pretty
Oh
sure.
my goodness.
Right? I'm not making this
So
up.
that'll
I'm not
go
just
on
making these
the
things up.
thinner one, right?
Let's just double check myself. So, oh no, see, there's the catch. Oh, that. I knew I tried this. No, this one won't, because I'll show you. This is a little different. So this one doesn't interchange because the way the angle of the
to get in
pocket
there. Yeah.
was created. I knew.
Couldn't
I
we
knew I
fake
said,
it though?
Well, we can fake anything, right? Can't we?
Just I wouldn't attach it at all. Just put it down
Yeah.
a little lower and centered, and then just cut it with your X-Acto or something.
You
You could
totally
play
do
like
that,
I
yeah.
just feel like once you get comfortable with all the things it could do, there's no rules. We could do whatever we want.
There are no rules whatsoever. So again, am I grabbing the wrong ones? This is what I keep doing. This is the 4 1/4. Maybe that was also my issue, is that I grabbed the 4 1/4. Although I still think that would have been. This is just gonna annoy me. I have to try.
That's what we're here for tonight, right?
Yeah. No,
No.
but it shouldn't. Okay. Anyhow, we'll pretend I didn't just do all that. But anyway, so just to show you kind of how those pieces would pop in there. So this, for example, would be that cute little envelope, like an official envelope kind of a little dip. If you were to flip the piece, which I would probably do it this way on this.
Oh,
you could
so that's
then-
the one that cuts because I was gonna say what cuts the interior one.
Well, it could be, it's your 4 1/4 inch one, but you could go this direction so that it cuts
Oh yeah.
that inner piece like this.
We're gonna do it
Yeah.
because that's what I said to when we were talking about like 5 minutes before we started. I said let's just when we start cutting, we're gonna just cut the things. It could be a little house.
Well, it could be a little house, but how cute is that?
Yeah.
And if you slide that
Yes,
in, now it's
behind.
your
We're gonna make one.
Yes, is that
We're
not
gonna make
cute?
one.
I'm like, see that? You see that, people?
Like it's a
right?
pocket envelope.
A purse pocket, somebody said.
Ooh, I
Purse
love that
pocket. I
too.
see a purse pocket.
The stuff
Okay.
you guys are gonna make, and then you gotta make sure you tag us because I want to see because you know this stuff. Like you designed it, came out of your brain, but then when it goes to the masses and people start making, you're
Right.
like,
I didn't think of that.
Think of
And oh my
that.
God,
I
look
love
at
it.
that. But yeah, I mean, it's 3 SKUs to start. You know, these are interchangeable. They're awesome. So many possibilities, and I
And more to
think,
come.
yeah,
You're gonna do more, right? There's gonna be more
Can't
stuff.
do
I
it
know.
More. So yeah, I think it's exciting.
Well, this is the magic is when we get together and we start talking about stuff because stuff comes up. Look, we got to do a little peeker because I understand that some of you were watching earlier today. You might have already know what we're gonna peek. So we're gonna peek something, but I gotta peek it without fully peeking it. So we'll give you a little peeker. So remember I told you we have a Christmas collection that's coming out. So if any of you are going to the trade show in Vegas, you're gonna get a big peek.
Yeah.
Big peek, but we're gonna try hopefully that people follow the rules and aren't sharing, but it could sneak out before we are fully prepared for it to sneak out, but I love that. The excitement's gonna come. But I was saying, and Natalie can attest to this because she opened her box today.
Oh, Natalie.
So Natalie, the box that you got, what did you say to me when you emailed me? She opened it up and said, please can I have an album? And I'm like, yes, I will send that to you because it's much easier for me to send it because we're only 5 minutes mailing wise away. But she opened it and she went, OMG, this line is gorgeous. So are you ready for the name of my Christmas collection? That when will it be shipping, hitting stores? When
When
are we
begin shipping July 25th.
July 25th, so we'll be doing a walkthrough. We'll be doing sneak peeks leading up and talking about, and then I'll be doing a physical walkthrough. But here we go. Woohoo! My new, and you're getting a little peek at a product that's coming out that is brand new as well. So my Christmas collection for this year is called Mistletoe.
Just one toe.
Mistletoe, because the rest got cut off, and Memories. And you're getting a peek at a very fun project that's coming as well. So, yay! We're going to end up, there'll be a few more little peekies, but I am so excited that when we get to share the whole thing, like, just know it's coming. And I know, because like Janine and I were talking about this, I said Christmas is such a funny one, right? Because it's like, not everybody celebrates it.
I don't.
Right? But Janine does not celebrate, but she's excited about it. But we were really, you'll see when it comes out that there's a lot of basics in it, and it's just layerable and beautiful. There's a beautiful album. There's a beautiful new project that we came out that also other stuff's going to be coming out down the road that will work with this new thing. And you're going to have lots of choices for when your Christmas collections come, but I don't feel like you'll be disappointed in this one.
Oh, no, definitely not. I think it is so
super
much
excited
fun.
about it, right? So Natalie loves Christmas. So Nat, right, she says the collection is amazing. You're going to love it, and you are going to need seconds. It is going to be one that, we'll play the whole month of December with it. But I wanted to share that with you because I know a little sneaker peeker because everybody's super excited about it. If you got to check that out, the video too, the live that Janine and Dennis did showing. Did you show like the new collections?
We did a full review of today. We came out with Beach Vibes from Dennis Bruton and Nature's Haven from Joanne.
And I haven't even seen, like when we're done tonight, I'm going to be looking at it because they look beautiful. The strawberries gorgeous. And the beach vibes. So super excited about that. Question, I don't celebrate Christmas, and it is so hard to find Hanukkah stuff that is cute and tasteful. It's so, we're not gonna lie to you, Rachel, it's hard.
Yeah, Rachel, I'm Jewish too. I mean, honestly, I'm Jewish and I would love to support
the market.
Just, unfortunately.
It's so hard. Yeah. The only thing I could see possibly doing because of blue and everything is you could do winter, that maybe like how we're doing some of these like little smaller, like I wouldn't be opposed to it. It'd be hard, but that's something you totally could do.
It's something we could probably pull off for next year in a limited
something. Why not like a sticker maybe,
and
something even just like a few SKUs that are ads on. It's hard. It's hard because we would do all the things you guys ask for, but if the market isn't there, it's hard because we have to order such huge quantities of everything, so it makes it hard. But maybe a digital, or who knows? We want everybody to be
happy. Of course, listen, I believe me, I completely understand and I support the sentiment, so we will see what we can do for sure.
So now, with that, I wanted to share that. We're going to give some more sneak peeks. I'm going to do something a little bit more formal with because I always feel like it's like the royal baby, like the first photos of the royal baby. So that might have been like the star was peeking through the fence and got a picture of me without my hair combed to the royal baby.
But we won't want that.
No, so we'll do like a more like studio official announcement. But now I want Janine to show this in action.
Yep.
She's going to cut a bunch of stuff showing you actually how to use it, because even I'm the kind of die cutter that I just wing it and figure stuff out because I don't want to pause to. I just want it. I
Right.
want it. I want instant
This does
gratification.
take a minute.
So
of
I
you know,
think for me,
Mhm.
because if I was teaching it, because you've watched me, I'd wing it. But so I love that having Janine here, that this is her baby, is she's going to show us exactly how to get max impact
Yep,
of
sure.
your product. Okay.
All right,
So
let's do
here
it.
is the die cutting machine,
Okay.
and let's talk about what you need, like
Okay.
what your basics are for
Yes,
this.
so any regular sized die cutting machine will work with this. There are definitely some tips and tricks that will make it a more successful every time kind of a cut for you. So I will walk through that. The first and foremost important thing is, this is obviously brand new and it's only because I didn't have one that, well, I guess this is a little warped already. Basically, the idea is that you would want to be using a flat plate. A flat plate is key because as you have these pieces, you don't want them popping around on you. So you do want to make sure that it's going to be something that's smooth. And if you do use a smooth plate, I'm going to say like 99% of the time, you don't need anything else. Where do we put that stack of paper?
Right here.
Okay. Need some paper, that helps, right?
So I feel like when we're at the beauty salon and I'm handing the foils, so I'm gonna pick the paper we're gonna cut. So we're cutting a pocket.
We're gonna cut a pocket.
I'll let you use this.
Perfect, thank you. We're gonna cut this pocket. A few things. One, I will tell you it is always recommended that if you're doing a straight on die, you should do it at an angle because when it goes through the roller, it kind of,
It doesn't grab the whole thing at the same
it's
time.
stressful.
Yes.
I don't know if that's the right word, but so I'm going to put this on a slight angle. I should have started with this one to say this. I'm going to wind up just cutting it like this. I would say normally
You can do it like
the
that,
other
not
big
an
pieces.
angle, right?
Well, yeah, but my other tip for the bigger pieces is if you do that open edge on your first pass through, so that it's less likely to buckle out the back. So I think for this one,
You
it's
can hold
okay
your
that I
plate
do
too,
that.
because we come
Yeah,
in
you
because
can
then your
hold it.
paper's gonna be crooked too if you're cutting pattern. Like what if it was stripes?
Confusing me. I don't know, but yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah. So I do straight on whatever, but I'm just giving the official
The thing,
the thing.
the tip.
So the tip is this. You want to make sure that when you put this down, obviously that these are kind of snapped together. This is lying nice and flat. So I'm just going to position my paper. I'm not too particular. I'm one of those people.
So your
I'm
sandwich
holding it.
was
My sandwich is
the main plate, plate A,
right.
your base,
I should know what these terms
Yeah.
are.
So
Whatever,
it's
a cutting pad.
two cutting, yeah.
Right. So 2 cutting pads, but you're putting it in between. I'm just going to put
Because
that
it's
on
helpful,
top.
right? Because sometimes with these thinlet type dies, you just want to know what your sandwich is going
It
to
does crack, and that's totally fine. I'm keeping kind of my hand on the back so it doesn't pop out the back. And just to show you how easy that is, it pops out in place.
be. Voila.
We then, if I could, see where the score lines are because I can't see anything. I'll let her do the folding. Like I can't see anything.
You can feel it, right?
But you
So
can see how
they're
easy that
there.
was.
Yeah.
So really, this didn't require anything else because this plate was so flat. I'm gonna change it up slightly for you just to show you if your plate is not so flat. So if your plate's not perfectly flat, it probably also will most likely work because this isn't really so warped. But if you don't happen to have like new-ish plates around, I would say that you can do a few different things.
So Melinda wants to know if using the magnetic mat from Sizzix will work,
the magnetic mat from Sizzix
or like isn't there like that metal
It's
tray?
called a magnetic platform, and it does work. But here's the thing. So this is the magnetic plate, and I'm actually going to pull it out because why not? We'll show you exactly what I'm going to say. Depending on which die you're talking about, depends on whether the magnets, because this has actually magnets inside. So like this piece, just like that, works perfect. This, not going to go wrong. It works great. Some of the other pieces, depending on where the magnets are inside the plate, can make it jump.
Okay.
So it really just depends on when you're putting it on, if you can get that secure connection between the two. So it depends on which piece and where you put it on the magnetic platform. So that is definitely an option for you, the magnetic platform from Sizzix. You also have the chrome plate from Sizzix. This, which is a chrome plate, you can totally die cut into it and all of that, and you're like, hey, Hey, hi everybody. I'm saying hi with my face now.
Oh, my
Forget that,
chickens are right in the screen. I love it.
So you could cut down into this, you could cut up on it, and this is an extremely straight base plate. So this can also be used. It does add a lot of pressure because it is so thick. So it is going to create really a firm, tight cut between the blades, but that you can certainly use.
This is a good question too. It's like, how did they just clip in, right? But now Janine's going to show you something else, that if you're worried about it popping out,
Right.
she's got it in her hand. She's going to show you that tape, right?
The wrong one. Yes. So this piece, because I was using the wrong one. So this, I'm just going to go the opposite direction because I'm going to kind of make that envelope pocket. So you see how they both snap into place? Again, my plate's not so wonky or warped, but if for some reason, I don't know, it just didn't look right to you, or you were worried about it, or it's a really special piece of paper that God forbid it got ruined, you'd be really upset because it's your last one and you just need to make sure it's going to be right. You can certainly use something like Maker's Tape. This is from Sizzix. It's a extremely low tack tape, even less so than washi. You could use washi. Washi could possibly leave a little bit of residue on your paper, but I think this doesn't. I'm like,
oh yeah.
I mean, like it's so whatever.
So when you put it on top of where it's going to cut. So when it cuts through the tape.
Correct. That's the
Okay.
thing. So if you were doing one cut, super easy. Do you want this paper? Or do you want a different paper for your, or do you want this for your backside? That's going to cut your backside. So you want the same pattern?
Yeah, I
Or
have
different.
two sides of my backside. The left cheek and the right cheek. So what do we?
I would go with a solid. That would be cute. I'm popping up like the inner
we
part
do
of
this?
it. Yeah, sure.
Whatever.
We're getting. Listen.
It's here nor there, right?
So again, if I'm using that Maker's Tape just because I'm concerned about that one little cut, it is going to cut the tape, so it's really only a one use
Yeah. Ooh.
kind of a cut.
So
because it now.
So we're talking
cut.
about that. This now is going to be the inside of the pocket. This
Yes.
one's narrower though.
It's a little bit narrow, but
That's
you're kind of
okay.
going to fake it, right? But
Yeah.
isn't that cute? Just
Yes.
because
I
that's
do.
just
I
how
love
it
it.
works.
Look how fun.
So this tape has been cut there. So, I mean, yes, you can keep using your little pieces, but it's basically going to be a one-time kind of a use, the tape. The other thing that you could do, and I'll do this with one of the other pieces. So are you going to want more pockets?
Yes, I want all the things.
So
Show all the things.
I'm going to show all the things. I can always come back and cut you extras while you're
Yeah.
doing whatever you're doing. And
But
just
make,
so
I
can
want to
show
see,
the
like,
thing.
I want to see
Yeah, that's
those.
what I want to do that.
These little, and the layered pieces. I'm excited
Layered
about that.
pieces, the layered
You know,
pieces.
like if the
You want-
piece that would layer on top of the pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like so, and I love the notchy one.
Okay, so we'll do some notches for you. Do you want file? I'm going to do file folders. I need another sheet of paper.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the file folder, so this is a larger die piece
Is this
overall.
the base of it?
This is the.
Like I'm
this-
trying to decide my
This would be
patterns.
your file
Oh,
folder.
I like, because I can use either
Your
side.
Okay. So for the file folder, so again, if I go to put the tab, and again, I always kind of mess this up on which direction, if this is going to now be the first or the last, but since we haven't done one before, it doesn't really matter. So these line up, and I really think this will go through just fine. But if for some reason I'm concerned about it, or if I wanted to make, if you were kidding for a class, let's say, or wanted to do a lot of repetitive cuts from that same die, here's just another little tip or trick that you could do. Again,
Let's answer this question. Okay, finish your, so.
Yeah.
Julie was saying, and I think it's a good question.
Okay.
She's always put her dice down on her plate and you're cutting everything up. Is there a reason? Is it preference or
I
is
think
there
it's
a right or
preference. I was
wrong?
gonna say, I'm going to go with, I don't think there's a right or wrong. That is just simply why I do it that way. And I think it's about pressure. I don't think that it matters. I know that Sizzix people have seen me do it that way, and they're fine with the fact that I do it.
No, it's a good question.
Yeah, no, it is a good question. I think it's
I
just,
don't think there's
I
a
don't
right or
know.
wrong.
Yeah, I think because when I look at it, and then this way I can position where my paper is. Although maybe I can't. Maybe it is better to. I don't know. Maybe I should be going down this
So
way. I
Julie,
could
like
say,
Julie, yeah,
okay,
do that like
like
that.
this because now I can see it better. Maybe that is better. See, I'm a little backwards, Julie. Like I'll be
No, but I
honest,
like it's a
don't
good
always-
question.
it
So
is a
there's
good
the answer.
question.
No, it's not right or wrong.
Yeah, it's
You
not,
do you.
Which I guess
Right? It
now
totally
that this
will
is
work.
like this, I'm just gonna go like that. But now that wouldn't have worked with my trick I was about to show you. So I'm gonna do this on its own
And then show the trick.
and then show you the trick. So yes, you can do that, and hopefully, see, that popped out. So maybe
Oh, it popped out.
popped
This,
out.
but I like, to me, it's like this, it should look like that.
What, that you look
That
at
you
it
show
down?
that maybe there is a reason.
Well,
So show them what happened now.
difference. So it did pop slightly here.
So
Again,
this popped out. So
That can
maybe it
happen,
is better
right?
when you're,
but it's not like this is like the end all, because
I
was
bet
gonna
you
look
it,
at-
maybe it bounced
could've been
more
the
because it was
pressure.
sitting on top, where when the paper's on top might hold it in place better.
I don't.
Do you see what I'm saying, Julie? Do you guys see what we're saying? Like maybe it wouldn't have popped out if it was the
Should we
Janine
try
way.
it the other way?
Do it.
Let's see if the Janine way. Now I'm gonna
Do the Janine way.
But now we're gonna take the other.
Are you guys
And
understanding
that
what
and
happened? I
that
just want you to.
happens.
So this, how we clip it in, when Janine ran it through, it popped out. So it didn't fully cut there, but you saw she just used her scissors and cut it. So we're gonna see if flipping it the other way makes that work. You see, I just wanted them to understand.
Yeah, no. By all means.
I love this. The oopses to me and solutions are why doing all this stuff live is magic.
Well, and I will tell you, like, if you keep going over and
Are you a
over
lefty?
with, I'm a righty, but I just
Oh,
you know,
do it. Because somebody said lefty.
Oh no, I'm actually right-handed. I just think it's I don't know what it is about my brain.
I think it's what makes us special. There's
something different.
really we can't explain any of
You know,
it.
sometimes also like, you know, because this is a thin metal, it can like warp a little on its own, you know, so
Yeah.
you also want to be conscious of that. So
But let's talk about
for
that.
me, let's just see, isn't that adorable?
I love it.
Like, isn't that cute? So, and as you can see, this is taking up majority of this plate. I mean, it is a big die. Is this the next one I'm cutting?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
So now I'm gonna, this is what I typically do,
Janine
right?
way.
The Janine way, and we'll call it, I don't know if we should be calling it the Janine way. And I would just run it through this way. I'm kind of putting it on the plate. I did the first pass through on the open, so less likely to buckle over here. Okay, and then boom, that cut no problem. So is that a fail-safe
conscious of
answer?
it.
I
And
don't
I
know.
think using the tape is, then you're not going to have any of that.
Right, so you can certainly use the tape. So I think it's a matter of playing and doing what you're comfortable with. You know, obviously there is a learning curve to it. You do want to take that extra time to make sure that those edges are secured, so that way you are going to be successful in your cut. The other thing that I was going to point out, which I'll do now on my middle tab. So this sticky grid stuff, which I started to mention, the sticky grid tape comes in sheets. I, truth be told, don't tell anybody I said it.
Okay.
Anybody watching, I didn't say this out loud.
Okay.
I didn't really love it because to me, this is very tacky, right? This is a double-sided tacky thing. When I'm using if I was to put this down under the whole thing and then I peel my paper up, I feel like it kind of like makes the paper a little like wonky, like a little like tacky on a big surface.
And does it tear at all? Because I find your 49 and market paper is just a whole different, I think the powder finish on it and stuff that I find when I'm using it, sometimes my adhesive will tear easier than other
No,
papers
because
would.
it's just, yeah,
I think it is the magic of the paper. So I'm just curious. I've never used this, so I'm asking.
So
This
what
is
I've
what
done-
Janine's does.
right, so
Janine's
I
does.
take the sheet.
Janine does.
And I'm like,
Just
to not
making
have
up
an
names.
entire sheet, and
You're doing a
like,
different cut
hopefully-
now for me too, right?
Yes, I'm gonna do a different cut, and hopefully I can figure out how to do this, because now that I say it, right, where's that sticky thing? Why are we not sticking? What is wrong with me? Okay, there we go. I'm like, wait, what can I do? See, I get stressed about live stuff, people. I don't know. So now this is a double-sided, so it's different than that maker's
Oh, what'd you
tape.
just peel off?
Right, so it peels off like the paper backing. So now
Okay.
this is sticking to my plate, but it also has a stickiness to the top. So what I've done, and this is just kind of, this is the Janine trick, I suppose. I'm gonna put it so that my edges are secured on that tape. So this way, when I put this piece, this is really now sticking in place. I'm gonna need one more sheet of paper.
Okay.
Again, making sure that these edges, see, are really in place. And I don't know, maybe I am left-handed, or maybe I should be left-handed and I'm not. I don't know. But okay, so I'm kind of pushing down, right? That way I know that they're there, they're together. So then I'll take this, run it through, and super easy. It's now completely in place. it is a little tight on that. And then this way, it's easier to pick this whole piece of paper up because only that little stickiness was kind of just like right up here, so that it allows me the ability to.
And here's what I love too. It allows me to do this, or it allows me to do this.
Absolutely.
I love
and you have
it.
that little dip in it. And what's cool is, so if you were going to be, let's just say you were going to be doing a whole bunch of file folders, right? Very easy. You're just going to leave that tape down, the sticky grid, and you leave your base plate. Just take a pick and kind of like pop out the different pieces.
So you're only
so you can just
put one
now
piece
here's the
in.
next one, and here's the next one. So you can swap these out, or even go this direction on them, just to do a little
Freaking clever.
different. And then you have that. Do you want to do one inner one?
Yes.
All right, so another piece of paper, please.
Okay, Mom.
Oh, and we'll just, because why not? We're going to take the, what do we take? I'm going to just, I guess, I should, if I had more sticky grid, I could have put it here.
Or should we do something else?
Maybe I wouldn't like that there. All right, I'm just going to do hearts. I'm going to do 3 little hearts here, which maybe just to keep myself sane. Which I would have taken more sticky grid, but I feel like I'm just gonna have issues. I wanna just put that there, just because that's where I want to stick it.
Cut it closer to the top, so I still have that to use after.
Okay. I listen to those directions. I get what she's saying. I know what you're putting down, Vicky Booten. But I also want to make sure that I'm not getting the paper tap. Okay.
Right, because when we're not, like, this is more like demonstration, but I love that when you want to cut in specific areas and do different things, you totally could. Did you do it the opposite way?
I did.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Isn't that just fun? And now in that way, you know, you could go that way, this way. Oop, I could have put, where am
I
I?
like that.
Yeah, it's just something different if you wanted, like, you know,
Yeah.
different variations of it.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So just little things. I mean, you might have preferences to one direction or another. You get all the little bits and pieces. And then obviously that just cut through that one time because I knew.
So
that's
can we
what I
take some of these and do some layers now?
wanted. Absolutely, we can. Just pop that out.
What are these plates for? Those ones for?
This plate.
No, these ones.
Oh, these are little file tabs.
Oh, I love it.
So that if we want little file tabs, so yeah, I could totally cut extra pieces.
So we can do like the layering piece now, and you could cut some file tabs too, right?
Yes.
I love it.
All right. So should I leave my sticker? I'm trying to think. Do I leave my sticker? Did we want? Oh, we didn't do the tags.
We're not there yet.
Okay.
You
So
need
I'm gonna
to.
leave
You're
my sticky
making
grid.
me some pieces now,
I'm making pieces. We're making pieces.
so that I
All
have
right,
something to
let's make
show the
pieces.
peoples what we
She's
can
gonna
make.
show the peoples, and then I'll.
Something we can make, right?
Okay. So I'm like, oh, pieces. Am I just gonna use these extra pieces that we
Yeah.
want here? Did you want me to save that, or do you just want
No,
me to
cut that
incorporate
now.
it? Okay.
Incorporate it.
Incorporate. All right. It's gonna go like that. Just gonna stick some random. Try to get that even since that's a grid. Nice.
So would you trust like that, or would you tape? So I would tape because I don't trust anything I do.
I'm a lazy person. People.
Okay.
I just wing it. I know.
I like it.
And then I go, well,
do what you would do.
I mean, worst case scenario, hopefully the other side doesn't have a pattern to it. That would matter, right?
Okay, we gotta line that up though.
Okay, you line it up. Then. Vicky's like, I don't like crafting with this one. She's too willy-nilly for me. Vicky cannot handle Janine style.
I can. I'm like, but they aren't moving. That was my thing. Are they gonna bounce all over when you're no?
I'm like, I could a little. I'm like,
I'm just going with it. Aren't you proud of me? Look at me going, woohoo!
You go with everything.
Throw
I
caution
feel
to the
like.
wind.
Throw caution into the wind. I like it. So here's a bunch of pieces.
Oh, I love it.
You know, you have the little bumps over there, which can always give you any little misforgivings.
I love right with the stitch. Do you see that? Oh, on this magic paper. Love it
See the
so
little
much.
hearts? I don't know if
Oh
you
my
can see
goodness,
that.
little hearts.
Little hearts. We have little,
Nora's back in the house.
we have
Hey
little,
guys.
little file tabs. So now you can use that with if you want the
I
narrow.
really like that paper.
Isn't that pretty?
It's one of my
That's
favorites.
the Vicky Booten
It's
paper.
one of my favorites.
So how many little pieces do you want? You just want little tchotchkes? You want more tchotchkes?
We need
This is where I go
things.
wrong. It's just kind
But
of a
now
mess.
you need, because this is fun and everybody's like, oh, cool, love it. But now we're the creme de la creme, the piece de resistance at the end is in, look what we can make with it too.
I love it.
So I feel like just make me things
Make you things.
that I can use.
Make things. Making things. Making parts. Hearts. I'm
I
gonna
think that
grab-
person, just a second here.
Might as well put something in the middle because that's going to cut the outside there. Some people cut a few. Do we have questions that I'm not?
Yeah, I just have to do something. Oop. What did I do? There we go.
I'm like,
So the question was, am I going to have them in my shop? I probably could look at it. We'll look at that. I will follow up on Vicky Boot Creative Community. I will give you more info, Irene. It will be coming. Janine, make sure you flip your bottom plate over and back and forth so you don't make a pattern on your plate. She has lots of plates, I think, right? So
so bad.
I
make the worst.
So that's what there's like one plate
Yeah.
normally stays
See, like this, I
clean,
should have
right?
kept this clean, but I didn't. Well,
And
this
that-
is cleaner.
I'll tell you, that's a good tip what Lisa's saying
Yes.
because those patterns can be imprinted on your paper. Like, so if you didn't have additional, I always keep one clean because as you cut and cut and cut,
It kind of
this-
sticks in and
this can make a pattern on your
Yeah.
paper, especially cardstock. So that was a good tip. So if you're like, what? So normally, like if you get a brand new machine or new plates, one plate is always the top. Like you'd keep
Yeah.
one that's clean.
like your clean plate.
You know what I mean?
You don't
And
cut
one
into
that
it.
is in the one that's in contact with the paper is my clean plate. And the one that's in the one that's in contact with the back of the die is my clean plate. And the one that cuts through the paper is the cutting.
Yeah, see, this is why Vicky is the queen of demoing and explaining things.
No,
on
but
Janine.
it's like one, but it's not that. Like, right? It's just one of those, I only know from experience.
Yeah.
Because I was cutting on cardstock with like thicker, you know what I mean? And then my paper had texture on it.
Right.
And it's because
Or if you do like,
because I wasn't doing that. I was
Something that
cutting
has
all over.
adhesive and stuff
Yeah,
like that
yeah,
and all the
yeah.
gooiness. But yeah.
So that is a great tip. And I think, do you make lots of cards, Lisa? Card makers are always the smartest ones. We're the ones that they look at and go, "You're making me twitch." I'm like, "Cause
I know.
whatever."
All right, I'm turning it over.
You know what I'm saying? Like this one should be your clean plate.
Right. Well, it was clean until I
See,
did
but
it upside down and
yeah,
I wasn't used to
that's
upside down.
whatever.
But that's
See,
okay.
but we totally get it.
All
Get
right,
it.
so that's a few of those pieces. We did not get, you wanted to do some insert of the pocket, or do you want me to do that off camera while you're starting to build stuff and I go to the
No, show them the next thing,
All right.
and then you can build me some stuff too.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're gonna have a little bit of intention
Okay.
because we got to look at what we've cut and what we want to layer on it.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna embellish and I want something. I want to make sure I'll get her to cut because I really want to use the layering rub-ons.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we need to make sure whatever's
Well, we
going
need
to be
some plain.
forefront needs to be like a pattern like this. Do you know what I mean when we go to do? So we know the tags are going to be back. It's not going to be a forefront. But what would be pockets? Because we didn't do a layer for a pocket.
Yep, we can
So
do pocket.
we will need that eventually. Let's do that now. Now we're going to cut some pieces as well, friends, so I can make something at the
Well,
end.
you said you wanted I could do your other pockets.
So what my idea is, we're gonna use one of the big tags. I want a layer for that tag, so the two pieces for the tag.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put a pocket on the front, and inside my pocket are gonna be the file folders.
Wonderful.
And then I'm gonna embellish, but I will need, for this pocket, is the layering piece has to be this, out of that paper, the piece that layers on top,
Totally fine, but you mentioned you liked one of the tops. Which top did
the
you
notch.
like? The notch.
I
She's
like-
a notcher.
I like the notch.
She's like a notch.
Do you like the notch,
I like
guys?
notch.
I love, if you
Is
follow
that
me,
what
I
we
love
call
the
it?
notch.
Because again, I sit there and go like, oh, the
I call it the
half moon.
notch.
I don't even know what it's called.
The notch,
The
half
notch.
circle.
Which I'm not gonna bother with that. But I could.
The tag is cool. Danelle, it's coming
Who's
next.
doing this?
But we just gotta make sure we cut pieces so when I actually try to use something that the paper will
Gotta
add.
have some intention.
That makes sense.
Yep. Perfect
Okay,
sense.
the only problem with that,
Is that your grid?
are you gonna know if the grid is straight? Is it gonna be a wonky grid?
Let's see, now you're getting oh my goodness.
It's okay. That's what I'm here for. Got nothing else? to do
Now
while
she's
you're
making me
doing all the
stressed.
work?
We're gonna do it the upside down so this way we can see, because now we're being technical and that's fine. That is, I'm sorry. Oh my God, literally things are flying over here, people. And she's gonna be mad if I can't even see straight because I probably
It
can't
was funny
see
because
straight.
she was hitting me in the head with all the stuff,
Oh,
just so we
she's
know.
not getting- I'm like, is that straight to everybody or is Vicky gonna be like
Straight-ish is fine.
Okay, straight.
Just
You
like
heard her.
totally
She said
wonky
straight-ish is okay.
not my favorite.
All right, so as long as straight-ish is okay, then I'm
Straight-ish is
okay.
okay.
Straight-ish, okay. So now I put that through on straight-ish mode, and this will be that front pocket that she's looking for.
And do we have one we can layer it on already?
Not the
No,
notch.
we haven't
but
done
we're
it.
just-
Oh,
what you
yes.
want is your base for
What do-
that.
okay,
so now
so
you want something darker.
I want something so we can put some rub-ons on it. What do I want to layer that on? Have we? Oh, we haven't use this, and I don't care. I think
Use
this.
this
Look
out
at
there. Oh, okay.
purple or the black words.
Whatever. Oh, I like the black words.
Oh,
But are you gonna see the black words? Really?
I don't care. It's the black still will make me happy.
Okay.
So you have to do this with intention, no pressure.
No pressure. No pressure, anybody. None. None at all. No pressure. Totally intended.
Hi, Don. How are you?
Okay. See, now I'm gonna go backwards. I don't know why I keep flicking it through this way. This is just a me thing.
Well, Tony says I won't live long enough to use all the dies that I have, but I'll never live long enough to wear all the earrings that I have. Or, when you think about it, I'm like right there with you. I'm a collector of all of the things, so if I have to start using everything with intention, it's gonna take all the joy out of it.
I'm like messing myself up here with
You're
like
good.
what I've got going on.
We're not rushing
No,
you.
I know. You know what? Joy. It's all about the joy, isn't it? Okay, so she's making me make it straight-ish. I'm going with that.
I'm doing well, Dawn. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Or probably the shoes and dresses, Miss Vicky. Probably. I think Michelle's throwing me under the bus.
Vicky, like shoes and dresses and earrings? Oh,
Earrings?
never.
Yeah, I
Never.
do.
And I learned today the perfume.
Oh, and perfume, yes.
Did I
do.
cut that straight-ish for you?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, good.
I love it.
Good. So that was just a few more of those pocket pieces, and then we'll go back here to our.
Hi, Mary.
Oh, I'm really.
So we're doing things. We're gonna make things.
We're making things.
So for
Okay.
sure, I know this.
So you wanted the large tag,
Yep.
correct?
So let's.
Okay.
I'm
So
just
for this
looking
one,
at
I
kind of
will-
what we have, right? So what do we have that we're gonna end up using? Love it. Melinda, you were asking, see where we're going with it? So now we need a base.
I'm
And I
trying to
need,
keep all my pieces together. I might be able to get you a base out of that if you want. Oh, I love that.
yeah, me too.
I love that one. Oh, but
Are
are you
we-
gonna tell me I gotta get it straight?
No, but you know what?
But
We're-
I can because I can
Oh,
do
yes.
that. But that's not really straight, is it? But it'll be fine.
Everybody need more purple. They love the purple. Cindy!
Purple's one of
How
those
are
things. Like,
you?
people who love purple, and then there's people that just don't like purple.
I
I
will
need
not
purple.
lie. No, I never used to love it. But the purple in this collection, I absolutely love. I love the purple.
Good.
I do. But I like grape purple.
You're a grapey purple?
Yes, it was my favorite ice creams at a store called Mr. Magoo's in my youth that nobody else knows unless you
Nobody
lived
knows
in
that.
Welland. And Mr. Magoo had grape ice cream. But when I went to New Zealand, I had grape ice cream too. And if you ever see,
even seen
it's
grape
excellent
ice cream.
if you see grape ice
Do you
cream.
have a preference on your edge?
You know
Of
the
course
torn
you do,
edge.
the torn edge. Now,
You
is
know it.
this a long and short? Is this a
Long and short.
oh? Which oh,
Where are we going with that? I don't even know.
I'm sorry. What are you trying to
No,
do?
But I'm like, I don't. You need to explain.
Oh, I was like, what are we talking about? I'm sorry. So again, with the
Is this the piece that layers,
This-
or is it the background?
no. So if I use, this is the 5x7, I think.
Is it the
hopefully.
smaller one?
This is the larger one. No.
No, we want the smaller one because then I'm gonna make you do
Oh,
the bigger
because
out
you
of the
wanted the
grain.
layer.
I'm gonna layer it.
Okay.
So I want that to be front. Does that
But,
make
right,
sense?
but so do you want the long or short side of this? We can keep them consistent. Like, would you be doing two sets? One set? Or
I'm only doing
you're only doing
one layered tag in the background, but I want to make sure there is an edge all the way around it of the second color. Like the back piece, you'll see that, right?
I'm just gonna.
So we need to explain. So I think I understand what Janine's asking me. I want, when we layer, if this is a smaller tag that layers on top of the bigger tag, I want to make sure the bottom tag will have that just like an eighth or quarter or whatever longer.
So basically,
Is that what you were asking me?
If we were making a multiple page deckled,
Okay, we're not.
but that's where I guess I was
Yes.
making sure. So
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter whether I go with the short or the long. The point is that Vicky wants is that I have to keep it consistent. So I've chosen the long here. So it just means when I do the other one, I have to do the long again.
Okay.
So it like
I
you
got
could go long or short, and this would just. And again, I guess something to keep in mind. I don't know what the length will be on the long one. If you were doing a card, this may extend it past 7 inches. So like if you want it as a 7-inch, you might have to go with the short. We'll have to
Okay.
measure that. I'm not 100%.
I'm just making this for fun.
She's making it for fun. And I'm hoping that I get it straight so she doesn't make fun of me.
I'm hoping so too because she will have to do it again.
Just being honest here, people.
Not gonna lie
No
to
pressure. No pressure at all.
you. I love it. Oh my goodness, look at, you guys have been waiting for the tag. Look at
Oh,
that.
I love the tag, which, because I have that sticky bit, let me just pop it out this way. So you see how it peels, but it's not gorgeous.
I love that.
Love it, love it, love it.
And then that dark green for the back piece because I think
Okay, okay, so now I am changing this whole little concoction because I now have to go with the other piece.
right? I think that will layer beautifully.
Yes.
And then that really shows your edge detail because you need the contrast to show the edge detail. Love it.
Love it, love it. That's right.
No pressure. You got to line that one up too.
No
a little
pressure.
bit.
Just
No pressure.
No pressure, people. I'm sitting here like I can't even see. I say it all the time. I'm like I should wear glasses. I have
Well,
glasses.
it's
I
your
just don't wear
bedtime.
them. I know. I was like, Vicky, you go live too late for me. Oh, where are we going? Okay, so let's stick that in there. I'm making sure that that's nice and secure over here.
This is
I'm
long
gonna aim
enough, right?
for yes. So I'll show you something really cool. So if I put this paper like where that goes, it's gonna give you a fun little other end, like a little.
Oh, a second piece. Oh my goodness. Is Janine in St. Catharines? No, Wendy. Vicky is in, where am I?
We are in Huntington, New York.
I'm in Huntington, New York. I was supposed to be here yesterday, but I went to the airport. Valerie dropped me off after our Simple Minds concert, and my flight was canceled. So I spent the night in Buffalo, and then got up and we tried it again. Oh yeah, so see, it's not waste.
No waste.
I love it.
Waste not, want not.
I love that. We'll use that on something. Something.
And then of course you're gonna need a little reinforcement, because why wouldn't you?
We
want
need a reinforcement. What color do we need? Okay, let's look at this. Look at that, friends. I love this so much. I can't even tell you. I would use that one I use all of them all the time.
Right? I mean, like, and this could be great on a scrapbook page. It can be great as a card front. It can be used for so many different things, right? I mean, it's like a nice size. And I'm sorry here, I'm so anal. Like,
No, but I agree.
put my
You
pieces together because
put your
otherwise
stuff
I
back, you're
lose
gonna lose
them.
something.
You know, but I sit here and position them, which I should make my sizes all consistent so that I know what I'm doing. We're gonna cut you some doodads. 'Cause that's an official
Everybody
term.
needs a doodad.
We all need doodads. And we have to figure out what the
So
pieces.
let's look at what papers you have over there. What's left?
Yeah, well, I mean, look at this.
Oh yeah, do that.
Let's just use this for something. Do you want this as your?
No,
No.
you can use it for something, but that's definitely not
Okay.
that something. That peachy pink. Look it on the back of the script.
Peachy pink on the back of the script.
This book
Okay.
paper. That would work.
Oh, yes.
We
And
should do a
so-
couple elements out of that. So when you're putting it on,
Absolutely.
let's cut some things out of other ones too. You know what
Well,
I mean?
honestly, I never use
Ooh,
scraps
don't-
pretty
I need
much.
this.
I know, but
I need that scrap.
I never use scraps because let's be honest, I have a lot of paper. I know I don't mean that to sound like snotty or anything, but I guess owning a scrapbooking company, we have a lot of paper. So sometimes I sit there and I just don't use scraps.
I
Like
would use
should, but
that
now that
one.
I'm using dyes, like you kind of have
But is
to.
that my doodad?
No. Oh, but do you want to do a flip front or no?
No.
Do you want it to flip? Okay. She
No.
doesn't want it to flip, so we're not going to use these as a
But I
doodad.
want
With some
that
photo
one.
corners.
Yeah, the thing that photo corners, and what's the little circle thing at the top? What did that do?
The little reinforcement
Yes,
thing.
please.
Okay. We could also give you like, let's say, a heart to put on top of it. Or would you like a heart or
Well,
a star?
And you have
Or
more
circle.
paper, so we can get the other
Yeah.
photo corner. I need 2 photo corners.
Oh, for sure.
Don't mess
Where's
with
your
that.
extra paper? Let's just run it through. Unless is that going to freak you out because
No, do it.
I'm not.
That's what I said. Put lots of stuff on. Like make this a.
I
What
know,
other
I
ones
should've.
have extras?
All right. Well.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, we'll just give you
Too
pieces.
late. I love it. Oh, I love doodads and thingamabops. You need to make me some more thingamabops because I have to have at least 2 of each.
Oh,
I
for
need
sure.
2.
And you need it in the pink, but where did the rest of our pink
Right
go?
there, friend.
Okay, our pink one here. So now this is a good piece.
I'm making my
Here,
collection. Oh, collection. Collection.
So all these little bits.
I
and
want
pieces.
another one of this. Something else.
Yeah, yeah. You want a star or a heart or another circle?
It just has to be, I like the circle, but I want it in something that will contrast with
Okay.
my pink.
Gotcha.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
You picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah, I can't say that, but yes. And we'll get you some more creams, maybe.
What?
Some-
Would the tag size work with the Journal Essentials die?
It sure does. I should have a project. I'll have to look.
That's a great
the
question,
Journal
Mary Z, and I
Essential-
can't wait to see. Interesting question. What did Valerie ask? Vicky, could you please ask Janine about why she named her company 49 and Market? I would love to know.
I feel like I tell that story.
Yeah, but they've asked in my class too, and I didn't know the answer. You
don't know
told
the
me, but I
answer?
forgot.
Oh, this is from our mutual friend. So when I was going to open 49 and Market, I had owned an online scrapbooking store,
Yes.
Scrapbook Diaries. And I had
Need that
become
piece again.
very big, good buddies with Frank Garcia,
I love Frank.
who Vicky and I actually, that is how we met,
Yeah.
was going to dinner with Frank Garcia at a Anaheim that was
Trade show.
How many years ago? Like 8 years ago, I want to say it was. We went to dinner
12
one night.
million.
But so basically, Frank and I are on the phone. I'm like, Frank, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna open this company. And he was like, what are you gonna name it? And I'm like, oh God, I gotta name it. I'm like, what do you mean? I don't know what to name a company. And he goes, well, it's very chic to have a number and a name. And I said, a number and a name. And I'm like, well, okay, what? And I was like, well, I don't want to do my age because, like, you know, that would be wrong. So at the time we were living at 49 Marion Street. So I said 49. He goes, okay, 49. 49 and what? I was like, I don't know, Market? And it just kind of like popped out of my mouth. And hence it was 49 a Market, forever it will be.
I love it.
And now I am 49, so now it should be 49 forever.
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 Same. Me too. I'm 49 too.
49 forever.
I'm 28. I love it.
All right, let's see what pieces we
Look
get
at all the
here. And then
doodads.
we're going to have to do a different color. We love a good doodad.
So does anybody, because like we're gonna wrap up the die cutting portion and I'm gonna make something out of these things. So any questions or something you're not sure on or something you'd like to see before we put like cut whatever the next thing was there something else you were doing for me?
What was I doing? Anybody remember what I was doing?
I don't remember. Because I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna make something.
What do you guys want? Did like it all makes sense, right? Like you got to see it. It flows for.
And here's the whole thing. Like seriously, when I sit down to die cut, I die cut. If I'm getting all this
Start a whole
stuff
bunch of
out,
pieces.
yes, I cut a whole whack. Because then you'll have like your whole own embellishment pack or base pack or foundations pack, right? And think, friends, when we're working with this, you know we're going to do mixed media and be cutting bases out of all that stuff too. Like I just feel like this is just the start. Like I feel like those tags could be used with other dyes that we could cut things out of the back of the tags.
There's so
Like
many
so many
different
things.
pieces.
So I just feel like this was a good introduction, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, this was the.
A contrasting circle is what you were doing, April Lynn says. Do you know what that means? How many die sets are there? 3. There are 3. And Natalie was kind enough to put up some share sale links. I know that my share sale links are generally with 3 companies, right? It's scrapbook.com, A Cherry on Top, and Simon Says Stamps. And I know they probably have different deals because the stuff all just came out that they might have put the 3 together or whatever. That just helps me, right, when I do these lives for you, that the share sale help. It costs you nothing, but it helps me to do these things. Do you have to order through there? No. Support your local scrapbook stores. If you have a scrapbook store you love and you love the people there and they carry Sizzix and 49 in Market, give them a call tomorrow and I'm sure they can hook you up with the 3 sets. They're going to be around for a while too. So if you're like, I don't get paid until like next month or for a couple weeks, no worries. This is why we like sharing this content. If this isn't your jam and you just want to cut one out and do whatever, do that. We just like to show you. Like if it's anything that makes it easy. And our other thing is we're very, both of us, conscious, and I have lots of dies and stamps. I want things that are workhorses that I can get the most bang for the buck. And like I said, just knowing Janine, I know stuff's gonna, these are gonna be basic pieces that there's gonna be other elements that end up. I just know what she's like and I know what I'm like. I like to make sure if you're gonna buy something and invest in it, because it's a tool, that it makes sense. And I think a pocket, file folder, and a tag are something I'd use multiple times. It's not the most in the teacup. I always say the most in the teacup. You know, you invest in the stamp and die, you make some cards, and then what are you gonna do with, like, it's so specific. So that's what I love about these, right?
I think that they're just perfect for mixing
Question.
and create solid.
What made 49 and Market really take off? It is so gorgeous. That played a huge part of it, I'm sure. But I'm curious, what made it really kick off? I don't even know what she's gonna say, but this is what I'd say as first being a consumer of, even though I met Janine before she'd even started the company and I loved her. So you know, when I was making the transition from American Crafts, she was the first person I reached out to. Cause I'm like, if there's somewhere I feel like we'll be on the same, and it's just freaking 10 million times better than what I even thought it was gonna be, like seriously. And you guys haven't even seen what's coming, so amazing. And then the magic that'll come out of us being together this weekend, because now it's all the planning for next year and other big things that are coming before next year. It's kind of exciting. I'd have to say the heart and dedication, and she's actually a paper crafter. So I think that's what made it kick off. Is that the product wasn't just like what will make money or what will sell, but what you were passionate to use, and then the growth through it, what worked, what didn't work, what you feel like was needed in the market.
Yeah, I think that always pivoting, I think that that's key. I think obviously, you know, we started in 2016. A lot of changes. I mean, at the first few years, I had designed many of the collections, but then time and whatnot, you know, Katie Petit was brought back.
Did amazing things, right?
Her
Katie,
aesthetic,
beautiful stuff.
You know, we worked very well together with the look and the feel of what I wanted. And when I started 49 and Market, the reason I did so was because I own that online scrapbooking store. I was buying and using things, but I couldn't find and source
Certain
the kind
things.
of look that I wanted.
I love
you know,
that.
and that whole vintage vibe and the whole layered and the different textures and all the feel of all that stuff. And so, you know, that's really how 49 and Market came to be. And I will say it was definitely stepping stones along the way. I think that the progression and everything has been amazing. I think that, right, keep pivoting, keep trying different things. You know, people sometimes want to say, well, why aren't you making this or why aren't you making that? And the truth is that when you have a business, you
still
go by
have-
sales. You know,
and you still
go,
have to run it like a business.
correct. And you know, if it's not selling to the point that you have to make it, then you have to cut ties with that and move on to something else. And that doesn't mean you can't bring it back, and it doesn't mean you retweak it and reinvent it. So I think it's just always changing.
I
think
had
that's
something that
important.
was really brilliant. I wanted to. I had an aha moment when you were saying. Oh, here's the other thing. This is what I have to say as well as an outsider, And if there are any store owners out there, definitely share that you have this stuff in stock. You know, I'm totally, just because I'm saying, hey, here's my ShareSale link. That is not but some people are going to shop there anyway. So I'm always like, it costs you nothing, and it's just a great way to give back and support. But store owners, you would agree, this is one thing is, and she works with the independents, like their line to her is direct. If they have a question, a concern, she's always listening. I love that. I love watching it in action. When I was at the trade show with you, where were we? I want to say Spokane. I don't know why Spokane. That's what I want to say. Is that she's readily available. She's listening. She supports the community. She supports the retailers. So I love that, and the whole consumer side of it. And I think that's where her and I, we work so well together. As you guys know, I love the consumer. I love the community. Mm-hmm. It is the whole sense of community. So like maybe she doesn't agree with me, but I'd have to say is 100%. I feel like that is a big part of, is that you just, she's has her hands, toes, and left cheek, right cheek in all aspects of this business.
I do.
She does. So I have to say that. And you make. So even I'm sure when you're making, you're like, that's when her light bulbs are like, you know what we need? We need interchangeable dies. So I could make a tag with like 3 different the bottoms, and I don't have to have 3 full tag sets, because that gets a little pricey.
It does.
I love it. Yeah. So,
and I will have to say that we are just completely fortunate to be working with the most amazing designers who bring us all these beautiful products. So between innovations, quality, and all of that, it can't be done without the designs. So we're just fortunate and love working together, and so happy that we have Vicki on board and Dennis and Joanne.
Yeah,
I think it's all great stuff, and cannot wait to show everybody what is in store, because I think we just keep getting better and better.
I'm just saying, it's gonna blow your mind, the stuff that's coming down the pipeline. I talked about this, not everybody was obviously a weekend event, so you might not have heard this, so I'm gonna say it again. The stuff that this woman has coming out, and I'm just glad she just lets me come along for the ride.
Oh.
Did I fold that right? I could just be.
Yeah, that's a flat one. So you can make a flat one, or you can make a conventional.
I want a flat one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Want a flat one. See? So I'm layering get my pieces ready. Look already. I love it. So what Janine was saying, and then we could, if we wanted to, right? Make that like a little pocket, and then you could put foam dots. I love that. I'm not going to use that one up, because I'm going to I want to put these in, right? I think that this will be fun to have the file folders inside. So this is going to be the base of my little project. Okay, I'm going to use these. So do I just use one file folder? Maybe.
Big decisions. These are the hard things. These are
the right? But I'm going to make the yellow side in, I think. Because we're going to decorate this. So it's going to go like this. Okay? So I'm going to use one. I'm going to opt for one so that we can embellish and do all the things, because that excites me to use this stuff. So this is what I'm going to use, and then layer some other pieces on here. Okay, friends? So this is exciting, right? We're going to make something. Any questions? Did I miss anything? Because now we're going to play. So now we're going to play. I'm going to use some, I want to layer some rub-ons, because I really feel like if you guys aren't aware of like freaking how amazing the 49 Market rub-ons, because it's a new thing too, right? Like if you've used my stuff before, you've used ephemera and stuff. There's things that are new. Laser die cuts, amazing. And the rub-ons, amazing. So we'll kind of build our base, but let's kind of have a plan for the rub-ons. So I'm going to layer something as a background, and maybe one of the little watermarks, and then we're going to layer one of the borders and maybe some butterflies. Like we're going to do a lot of with this stuff. Okay. What's your favorite thing from my collaboration? Well, she never can get rid of me now. It's like Hotel California. Now, like she'll be like, I really, I kind of want to part ways with Vicki because she drives me crazy. And I'll be like, sorry, lady. I'm like a bad rash.
Never.
She can never get rid of me. Look I'm in her house. She should never have let me know where she lives. So I'm gonna glue my back down here. What? Okay, so this is not my house.
What do you
Permanent dots. This is different. I use the red one, so but I think this will
don't
work.
ask me. That's I don't know.
I'm using permanent dots. So I just want to get my base down right, so I know.
Question. Irene's asking, can you apply to be on the design team for 49 Market? Yes, we will be having a call most likely in September, October. So there will be an official call for our design team for 2026. So that will be open to all. And, you know, we put out our requirements and whatnot so people can apply.
So I'm not going to glue this until I do my rub-on business, okay? I'm making a mess of your space.
Oh, please do it. I'm trying to see if there's any allergies. People have allergies.
Oh, yeah, we have a community here. So this is my friend Melinda, and Melinda showed me a trick when I was using the Foundations album with clipping, you know when you're putting all of the waterfall flaps down?
Yeah.
So I call it the Melinda way now.
Oh.
So she paper clipped all of them and then put the adhesive on and it adhered it in one step. Brilliant.
Awesome.
I'll show you the Melinda way.
You'll have to show
So
it to me.
now it's the Melinda VB way because like I totally stole her idea, but I don't say it was my idea.
All right, well now I'm intrigued.
I say it's the Melinda way.
Because I will say we might have some more of those.
Definitely Melinda, yes. Her
Okay.
team is from all over the world.
Oh, yes, we have
She's
an international
in
design team.
Australia.
Yeah, we actually have a few people in Australia.
I love it. See, and then you guys would get to work with my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Okay, so we know our color palette is going to be kind of purple and yellow and all the colors. It's going to be all of the colors. So I think I'm going to start. I'm going to put some green on here. So I'm just going rando. I'm just going to go rando. So I'm going to use this and we're going to layer because this is to me the magic of creating off the cuff. But when you have, like, look at, we have these great Sizzix dies that gave us this beautiful base using beautiful pattern paper that was already done for you. But now I can fake some mixed media.
Yes, you can.
Right? There's your rub-on tool. So I'm going to put this part of it. Yeah, and I'll tell you, if it doesn't fit, I make it fit.
Oh, trim little waste not on any of that. You just cut exactly what you need, and it's so perfect.
Right? So I want that on this side, so I'm going to cut some of this off too. I just kind of want it random.
Carrie, have a wonderful trip in Alaska. That sounds
goodness.
like a trip of a lifetime. I have never been there, and I wish you.
When is she leaving?
Tomorrow morning.
Oh my goodness. You and Paul have a great time. Yeah, I love that. I just tell everybody if I went back again, I would do a land and sea. Because you need to be, like if you do the cruise ship, like you need to be on the water for some of it. But there's so much to see and do, and it's anything that's very naturey. I feel like you need more time. That would be my thing. I loved my trip to Alaska, but you really need, because when you think you're only at a port for so many hours, and on a lot of the stuff, it takes a while to get to it. So that would be my thing. That it's a good amuse-bouche.
I love that word.
Right? Amuse-bouche. It's a great intro to it, but I would go back. I'd go back and definitely do land and sea. So like butter. So I always test before I lift my first corner, right? Just make sure that's down. And then look at mixed media without the mess.
Love it. Irene, yeah, we would post the design team call on our social media. So that would be on the 49 Market Facebook page.
I would let you guys know too. I'll let you know when that's happening.
Yeah. I'd love to say a specific date, but I don't really have my act together quite that well. So I think September, October.
She'd be lying to you, and she doesn't want to do that to you. So she's saying it'll be around sometime like that. They're in there somewhere. So I'm really going with what's going to fit.
I love this set of rub-ons.
Me too.
Like, I love them.
Yeah.
I know they did
this. I love it with the butterflies, and I love all of them. I have to say, what's exciting and what we talked about as well when we spent many, many moons together last week or the week before, I don't know, at some point in the past, it was 20 hours. The one day was like 9.5 hours. Oops, I moved that when I put it down. Let's see. It's commit.
Yeah, once you go down. I mean, a rub-on is an adhesive.
Not always,
backing.
right?
Yes,
Sometimes I
you
could, but
lucky.
I rubbed on it
Yeah.
and then I moved it, but whatever. I'm
Yeah.
alright.
Inez, am I pronouncing that properly? Inez.
Inez.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Inez.
agree. The design team has totally rocked the Flower Emporium projects. I think we are very fortunate. We have an amazing team, and they make it all shine, as does this one. Look at that.
I love that though, right? That we can
love
totally
those.
customize. Love that. So it's a start. I'm gonna add more, but that's gonna be going, right? Look at that already. Just that little bit. And then we will add a little bit more, but I wanna put something dimensional first and then fill it with some butterflies. That's kind of what my thought is, right? But I love it. So let's add our pocket. I'm gonna Janine has
fancy?
all this fun stuff set up. She has this whole, like, is that cut from one of those thingies?
I don't know.
What
Renee
do you-
brought it to me
Yeah.
today, and it's this fun.
Oh, so it's brand new?
It is a brand new thing that came out, and I don't even know
I
who
saw it
makes
somewhere online. I
Isn't
just
that
saw
fun?
it, but yeah, with all your
Like,
different
what's on
widths
your
of tape.
tapes? I
Hello.
don't know. I think Renee was on here before. Renee, what is this thingy called?
She was here?
She was here. I don't know if she's still on or not because they are flying out tomorrow to Vegas.
Oh, they're
So I'm
going
not sure
early?
if she's still online to say what this was, but it was pretty fun.
I just saw it online somewhere, so maybe it's a new thing. Sometimes I don't know the new things because I'm not on the socials all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes, like the gun, you have it. Like somebody
That thing.
told me about that, man.
I am a sucker for all things that come out.
I
Let's
love-
be honest. If there's a new tool or
Isn't
trick,
that
I'm trying
funny?
it. I am. I
Because
am.
what I was saying is she is a maker. Like you are a unicorn.
Aw.
You know what I mean?
Aw.
But you are. Like I'm a unicorn and you're a unicorn from a different unicorn family. Because I'm a unicorn who's a designer who does products, who also makes projects, does a mixed media. And you're a unicorn where you manufacture, so you make the product, but you also are a maker of the product, a buyer of the stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I love, like, we are unicorns we come from different, what would you call that?
Different
Clans. We're different unicorn clans, but we are related.
One unicorn to another unicorn.
Yeah, I love it. So, and I
I'm
know
trying
where
to
that
find
one
out
is.
exactly what that tape holder thing is. I don't know if I'll have an answer right now, but we can get back to you on that.
Yeah, I'll post it on our community page. We'll find out.
Yeah, I have no idea.
So Vicky Boutin, mixed media community on, is that what it's called? I don't even know what it's called.
I don't know.
I am like, here's the whole thing is terrible when it comes to all of that. We should have all, like, other people would be like, oh, and here are all your links and blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't know. It's out there somewhere. We'll help you find
You'll
it.
find it.
We'll
You'll
find
find it.
it.
It'll be
We'll do
okay.
Dorks. Okay, let's add our piece. Like, look how fun this is already. So it goes like this, right? And then I would just cut, or fold the top back, right?
Yeah. Oh, did I cut you the wrong one? Because it should fold over, but I might have cut you the small one, not the
Yeah,
big
for
one.
that. That's
Sorry.
okay, though.
My
Look.
bad. It's a score tape holder. Not sure what you mean. Oh, that's the answer. Sorry. I shouldn't be texting on the side.
It's out there, I'm sure, if you
I
search
know,
it.
yeah, I don't know what
Searcher.
it's called. I know.
Where's that glue? This is what I'm using, the gun. Does this pull off, untwist?
Yeah, untwist.
I'm new.
And the gun. Hopefully it's filled enough so that you'll be like, yes, this is fun too.
Yep, I like
All
this.
fun things.
It is, it's working. It's working! Ooh. Nora got me the standout. Nora left us. She was
Yeah,
like,
she's like,
okay,
"I'm
old
done."
ladies. I hung out with you for a little bit. We went out for Chinese food. It was divine.
Oh, wasn't that good?
So if you're ever around this area, or some of you people, this is the one thing I have to talk about. You'll laugh, but there's a place called Uncle Giuseppe's,
Oh.
and I cannot wait to go tomorrow. It's a grocery store. But all I'm saying is don't try the real blue cheese if you don't like the real blue cheese, because then you know what I'm saying. If you don't like real blue cheese,
Oh, it's
you
strong.
can't get that taste out of your mouth, that you're committed to the real blue cheese. Okay. So look how fun, right? And then we know this is going to go inside. And I think it's catching on the pocket. But oh, perfect. Love that. So I am going to put our little tab layer on here, right? I love it. I love it. I love this glue dispenser too. I have to say there's some kind of magic about that my sweet petunia. That is a great product. Okay, we'll put that on here. Boop. I'm sad I didn't get to see Renee.
I know.
Because I was stuck in the buffaloes. Look how fun. So friends, you could repeat this pattern and make a tag flip book, right? So this could be, or do something different and then write as you go through. So just know that I used the wrong size.
Yeah, I cut the wrong
I
one.
think I used you. I think you did too. You did too.
I did. Sorry.
I did. No, it was me.
Okay, oh.
Here it is.
Okay. So I did.
So I could put it on here and pretend I wasn't a dum-dum. Right? That one works. So pretend like that is the real thing, not the Vicky thing. So let's finish embellishing. I love it.
Oh,
So,
Nancy, how are you? It's called the White 3D Printed Tape Dispenser Organizer Holder. That's a mouthful.
Woo!
That is a mouthful.
so then these,
Mouthful.
right, can go on top. So I'm going to do this like almost like a Polaroid. And thank you, Jesus, for double-sided paper. I really think, right, is that you don't like the one side, just flip it and use the other. Line that up. Okay, any questions, friends? Hello, Libby, how are you? A lot of independent stores are getting them. One Stop Apothecary Shop is the maker of them. Thank you, card maker to the rescue, Libby Hickson, my friend. So it's called One Stop, because we really should support whoever came up with that. One Stop Apothecary Shop. So yay, One Stop Apothecary Shop. We love it. And Vicky will be ordering one as well. I will be getting that as well. I love it.
I'm sure we could get one from Renee.
Yes, Renee.
Yes, Renee, we'll have to get one.
I have a connection. I have a dealer. Okay, so now let's decorate. Love it so much. Okay, stuff. Let's get stuff. What do we want to put on this? So I layered those. So let's get some stuff. It's cluster time, friends. Whoop, whoop. So if you're not familiar with the laser die cuts, this is another magic thing from 49er Market and now Vicky Booten. I get to be a part of that. I want this. And you just have to be, they're delicate, right? So just be careful when you're poking it out. I know some of you are like, ugh, it's finicky to get out. And I'm like, but it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, look at that detail. The level of detail is just amazing.
And Barone, yes, we are on Long Island.
So I'm not sure if I'm going to use it there or maybe there. I feel like that's going to happen. And then I feel like we need like a little flower cluster on here. So what color do I want to use? I think the blue. We're going to make one of the flowers, right? I'm going to do a little flower cluster right there. I feel like I want the pink. So if you're not familiar with this, this is the magic. This makes me so happy. I can't even tell you. So there is a die cut line in there, right? So when you go to the flower shop and you buy your flower, so I'm at the Flower Emporium and I'm like, oh my goodness, what a beautiful bouquet of flowers for my friend Janine. Because she's so good. I want to show her that I appreciate her. I'm going to get her some flowers. And it almost makes me feel like paper doll days. Like I feel like I'm channeling my like 8-year-old Vicky. Like it's paper dolls and like what was all the other things? What was the coloring thing we used where you put the plates in and then you drag the lead piece? You know what I'm talking about? So I could put different girls' clothes together so it was fit into my Barbie fascination as well. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Fashion plates. Yes, Melissa, you know what I'm talking about. I freaking love fashion plates. You know what I'm talking about? Fashion plates? where you put those different
Yep.
things in there.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I think my first set, even, you remember when we were kids, like you go garage sailing? Did you ever do that? Go to the garage sales? So I remember getting fashion plates from a garage sale and
Wow.
spirographs.
Spirograph. That was the one I was starting to think when you said drag the bent, and I was
Yeah,
like, oh.
spirograph. I would have done that. You know, though it wasn't my first set. That's when we went camping. So we camped every summer. So we're at the trailer, and that's when I would have like a second set that I could use when I was camping of my spirograph, because I like to craft. And we've talked. People who've been around know that Vicky loved coloring books. And I love Barbie coloring books, but it had to be, you couldn't color her pupil in, because I needed to choose what color eyes, and I put highlights and lowlights in my Barbie's
Stop
hair.
it.
Yes, I did.
Stop it. You did not.
Yes, I did.
See, and the funny thing about me, my mother laughs. She thinks that it's hysterical that I turned into the crafter since when I was younger. I had no interest at all in crafting, and it was my sister that did, and now it's like complete opposite.
Isn't that hilarious? I think that's hilarious. So I'm going to only pop the top of my bouquet up, right? And then I'll glue the bottom flat. I'm not attaching it just yet because I want to put some butterflies and stuff on there. But I love that. And then I'll put a
I
word,
like how it's like right above
right?
there.
Yeah, layered with the cluster behind. And then when that guy goes in here, right? Let's cluster something on here though. So we have different elements.
I love how you pulled the yellow banner too with the yellow back.
I like it because normally, right, it's a little Tony on Tony. Tony. Right? It never rains in Southern California. Did anybody know that Tony song? Or are you like, what the heck is she talking about? That's Tony. It never rains in Southern California. Just so you know. They tell me. Anybody out there know that song?
I'm like, you won't hear me
Right?
singing.
Does anybody know that song? I want to know it. I love Tony. Feels good.
How about Don't Look? Remember
Yeah.
Don't Look?
Funky
Comedina.
Right?
Yep.
9 to 5 for my money.
So I
So
have a
the
question,
weekend
Vicky.
comes, I go get live with the honeys.
How is it having somebody actually talking to you while you're doing a Friday Night Live?
It's a whole different thing because normally, Vicky's talking to herself, so it's kind of nice to have company. Well, Rich will come down because he likes to talk to his friends because he thinks everybody wants to talk to Rich Booten. He really thinks that the ladies, right, his friends, will want to know he's there. So the athlete, that's what we call him, because he plays tennis in the winter and golfs on Fridays.
I have to ask, is M. Barone Marianne Barone, as in I know you from a way long time ago?
What?
From,
you have somebody on here?
Oh my God, what? I'm blanking. Your Happy Place. Am I right? Because you're now saying when you go to Scrapalates, you're obviously in New York. Yes, Marianne. Hello. How long ago was that? I mean, I was a store I taught at. Marianne worked there. How many years ago was that?
I love that.
14 maybe.
So Janine has like a friend
15
on
years
here and
ago.
everything.
Small world. Hello.
That's fun.
2007. See that? Oh, but now I have to do math. Oh my God, that's almost 20 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. Crazy.
It freaks me out, right?
Small world.
So now, like, I have songs in my head right now.
I want to hear you keep going with Nicole Medina.
No, because now it's like, I forget. Your love, it makes me weak. I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly speak. I don't even know where that one came from. I lose all control. Something takes over me in a daze, feeling so amazing. Does anybody know what I'm singing? Knocks me right off of my feet. Scrappy guy knows. Can't explain why your love, it makes me weak. So I don't even know what you said that made that song pop into my head. I love it. And it's still playing in my head. It's still playing, just so we all know.
Keep it rolling.
Oh my goodness, what's wrong with that girl? Where do we even begin, right, friends?
Yeah, it's all good.
She's something different. I'm just glad that somebody knew. So I wasn't.
Sisters with voices.
Yeah, SWV.
Without-
SWUUV. SWUUV. I think that's all 90s stuff. I think I'm really channeling my 90s, right? When I was Tony. Tone
You
Loc.
think 90s?
I think it's 90s. I think if you looked SWV, when you say it's 90s, people say 30 years ago, and my mind goes to 1970, and then they tell me it was 1990, and I faint. It's so true. Jolene is seeing Rick Springfield, John Waite, and several other 80s bands. Remind me what...
Formed in 1988 as a gospel
I told you.
group.
In the 90s.
So, right, so then it would have been nice. Yeah, active from 1990.
I love it. Marlo, you know.
Yeah,
We've
you got it.
sang together. John Waite, what was the song that he sang? Because I can still see the video. Because I was a video girl, right? I love that right there.
You
Just
was on the
gonna say.
radio star.
No, that's 80s though. Right? But what did John Waite sing? I can still, that was Missing You. Missing You. Missing You. Yep. Thank you. I knew. Look how cute. Look at.
It's adorable.
I love it so much. So now let's figure. We need a word here. I'm going to put a word here. And then you could put a photo there. You could cluster something inside. But what can we cluster scale-wise that will still look pretty with everything else that's going on, right? So I love it. This is, though, it's all made with intention. And Janine will tell you that. As
Yes,
these
it is.
collections are, I want you, if you buy the chipboard, that there's words that layer on the chipboard. I want it all that it makes sense. That you have linear elements that guides the eye. You have cluster, like this is kind of steals the show, but it's supporting cast. So now I have somewhere that the title sits on instead of just floating in space.
Want to give you your cardstock stickers? Or you got a chipboard?
Yes!
Yes, I knew that would make you happy.
She has all the things. So I'm like, yes, I would like that, please. Yes, I would like that, please. I want a cardstock sticker on there. So, you know, if you're not familiar with this. So this might be one of the SKUs you look at and go, I don't really understand. You just have to trust the process. There's reasons why some of these SKUs come out. And even as we work through, because like Flower Emporium was my first collection, right? So some of the stuff, these are new products I was using, so I wasn't sure what I wanted to be in certain SKUs. It'll change as it kind of with the evolution. I want it to make sense, because if you don't have me explaining why you need to buy it, sometimes it could sit on the shelf, and I don't want that to be the case. You just need all the things. So with the stickers, the purpose was that all these fit on those, right? All these fit on there. So what do we want on here? I think I want the black. I'm going to put remember this. Or, yeah, I'm going to put remember this because I like the script. So I'm going to put that right there. I like it. And then we can put one of the
Oh, so cute.
fluffy
It's like
stickers.
perfectly made for it. Shocking. Shocking.
I love this. So you know I want to do more now. I want to do like something from the black on here. It just has to fit, right? Because the size. You know what I'm saying? Picking up what I'm putting down? Ooh, for the record, why not?
And your little file folder tab too.
And then I'll put something else on top of it. I'm going to put that under. Yeah, I like it. For the record, and then we'll put another word on top of here. Look how fun though, right, friends? So you see, like this could go on a scrapbook page. You know when I do things like this too, is I'll cut insert into my pocket page.
Mm-hmm.
So
And then
you
you
could
pull
pull
it out.
this out.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would just slice above so that this could come in and out so you don't have to pull the page out. But there is, you know, the possibility to layer on there.
I love it.
I think it's
I'm like
fun,
literally
right?
standing over her shoulder.
That would be an amazing place card at a dinner party.
Oh, that's true.
Look at Scrappy Guy at like a high tea, right? Because then I feel like it could have the whole garden party.
Yeah.
Having a garden party. Does anybody remember that? What was that guy, country singer? Having a garden party.
Nora, she might know.
No, this
She
is
knows
old country.
She doesn't know old country. She only knows.
Oh, Mac something. Somebody knows. Remind me. Somebody out there knows that song. Look it up. We're having a garden party. And it was Mac something or other. Baby shower. I don't think it was it Ricky Nelson? You think it was Ricky Nelson? I thought it was Mac Davis. Was it Ricky Nelson? Mac Davis. Pull that one out of your back pocket.
Mac Davis? I have no idea.
Mac Davis? You guys gotta look it up. Because maybe I made gotta look it up because maybe I made it up. Look it up. I might have made it up.
Well, someone says yes. Beth says yes. And a whole bunch of people are saying Mac Davis. Yep. People are saying yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I have no clue.
I love it.
Oh,
Hey, sugar, for the record.
record.
I love
Remember
you.
this?
I like that. Now, normally, because with the acetate, I would like to staple that. So what I'm going to do is I need a tiny attacher, but I'm going to find another element that could be what I secure it with, right? So that those little thingies, right? Thank you. So what else could we put on here? I find a linear element that isn't completely transparent. This is one of my favorite SKUs.
It's a lot of people's favorite SKUs.
I love it.
I have to say, it sold out very quick.
When you are finding, you have lots of SKUs, right? There's lots of stuff in here, and you're like, well, why do I need this as opposed to something else? And my whole thing would be that, yeah, that'll work. So now I will attach the butterfly to that, right?
Colbert said, tiny attachers are the best. I agree. I love my tiny attacher.
Me too. I have multiple.
I do too.
Yeah, in case I can't find one because I don't clean up after myself.
And I can't
So if I attach that, now that can be where my adhesive goes. So I don't have to worry about what adhesive can I use for an acetate or even sometimes for the vellum pieces. And really, if forethought went into it, I would attach it here. So if that guy didn't get glued down. I like this though. Cluster. Is that rain?
Air conditioning.
Air conditioning. I'm now, after getting stuck at the Buffalo airport, I'm like, oh no, is that rain?
You wouldn't use wet glue there?
No, not on this.
Okay.
It's not porous enough. So even if the wet glue initially will work, it's gonna, when it dries out, you're gonna lose it. Your adhesion. So your adhesion. Normally a foam dot, a lot of times I would have put a foam dot because that's just hanging in space, right? But it's okay. I love that. And I'm very happy with that, right? I really would love a photo on here. So Phil, I have to say, right? That scrappy guy, your name's Phil, right? I didn't make that up. Sometimes I make stuff up. So Google says Ricky Nelson sang garden party. There's a story with Ricky Nelson. So Ricky Nelson died in a plane crash. But we were in Florida. It was at Christmas time. And I remember it was like Christmas Eve, I think, or something. You'll have to look that up, see what Google says about that. And we were sitting in a motel. Because I would say when Ricky Nelson died, I was probably 13. And we were and my dad had a couple of beers because it was, it was holidays. And my friend and I were there. We were at Disney for Christmas. And I'll never forget because he was so upset that he saw on the news that Ricky Nelson died, and he threw his slice of frozen pizza down and not Ricky Nelson.
Aww.
And then we laughed, not because Ricky died, but because my dad was so emotionally caught up in the fact that one of the Nelson brothers had died in a plane crash. So every time I see his name, it's not a nice thing that he passed, but I always giggle because I remember us laughing, and he got so mad at us.
It's like, you horrible people.
Yeah.
You died. Here
He
you are
died.
laughing.
But it's Phil. Was I right, Phil? Yes, Phil. You know what you could put on here, Phil? What your menu is. In that little thing could be the menu.
Cute.
Right? Mm-hmm. You could put the menu as what you're serving could go in there. So when they sit at their name, or this would be their name, and then you could put what you're serving. And you could obviously decorate this some more. But I just wanted to give you an idea of this was all off the cuff, no plans. So could I have done better? Probably. but
She did a beautiful
I
job.
wanted you guys to see. I'm like, if I'm coming to spend this time with Janine, and the dice had just released this week, I'm like, what a perfect opportunity for make our two worlds meet,
Yeah.
right?
Thank
Well,
you.
they meet all the time anyway, but I thought that this was fun because I love Sizzix. I love their tools. So I think this is just magic, right? So she's
Yeah, Tony couldn't be happier to have Vicky as part of the team. She absolutely has brought a whole nother level. I think that it's so nice having the different designers with the different looks and feel. Obviously, Vicky, I think, somebody mentioned it before. She did such an amazing job of bringing traditional Vicky to 49 and Market, and it really is like a really beautiful melding of the
of
brands,
minds, right? And brands. Well, and like I said, is people were nervous if they loved what I did with in my past life. People were nervous if they loved certain things about 49 and Market. Some were like cautiously optimistic that would it still, and I feel like 99% are happy with the direction. Like there's a place and a paper and something that they feel meets their needs. And some of you, it never would have anyway. You really, it's Dennis's vibe or Joanne's vibe is more your thing. And that's what I love. Like, you're at the buffet and you have lots of different dishes that you can
Something
choose
for
from.
everybody.
Something for everybody. But like I said, if you know me and you've followed along, I love that we're going to grow together and so many new things are coming. And we have 2 new collections that are already in the bag.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you got the peak, right? If you weren't here earlier, Vicky's new Christmas collection is called Mistletoe and Memories. It will start shipping January. July 25th. I will be doing lots of sneak peeks. There's going to be lots of stuff coming. So this is the next Vicky Boutin installment. I have to say I'm incredibly proud of this. I've done a number of Christmas collections, but this one I feel totally encompasses everything I would love in a Christmas collection. And you're getting a peek at a project that's super unique and you guys are going to love. So this is going to be super fun. And then there's going to be something coming out. When will the second release? People have been asking, when will that one come out?
Wait, is the release you just did?
Yeah, the one we're just wrapping up.
That one will, I believe, September.
Projected.
Right. I don't know that I'll make it for end of August. I think that it would probably
But early,
be
it has to be
September.
early
That's
September,
what we're
right?
aiming for.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it
like
is still.
there's lots of fun stuff coming, and then other stuff we can't talk about at all.
Yeah, there's a whole lot coming. Rachel, there are separate page inserts that are available in the binder kit. There's an assortment and there's a full pack. They are separate SKUs.
What's the question?
She's asking about the page inserts. She wants to get more page inserts that come in your binders.
I think she means the pocket pages, the plastic
Yeah,
ones.
we have them.
Yeah.
The pocket
So there
pages,
are
yeah.
different it took me a minute, so I'll
Sorry.
explain in case you understand like I did.
Translate, Janine.
She has some that are full 6x8 pages, and then there's a mixed pack. And then if you still have the Vicky Boutin ones, they fit. The binding is the same, so at least if you have those, they fit as well.
Yeah.
So yes, for sure, because there was something. Let's flip it so we can figure out how we can look at everybody again.
Oh,
Janine's gonna
Sonora.
make magic. I think. Oh, look at.
Oh, but wait, then there's the flippy camera.
Just
Is
do
this
that.
this?
Yeah, just do that. Hi. That works. That'll work.
Like deer in
It's
headlights.
magic. So we're talking to you instead of at you.
Right, so that 49's backwards.
Question,
That's okay.
Joyce, it won't be included in the album weekend because it will be what we traditionally do because there's a big, beautiful album that comes with this collection. So that will be I'm teaching that in Texas, and there will be, if you are interested in what that magic, and you don't even know, that's not even giving you a full,
fun.
It's that when we sat down, that I feel like that was our, when we sat down and came up with that, it literally, we made that last time I was here, all of that came to fruition through going, what if we could do this? Or I want this, can we do this? And then I just started drawing all of it. And then Janine is like, because she knows manufacturing things that I'm not aware of at all. And she'll be like, we can do this, and then you could have this in it. So then we start putting it out, pricing it, figuring things out. So lots of magic happens when the two of us are like.
And we have that other thing in the next release that's coming that's super fun that got to give you what you wanted. Oh, you already mentioned it. Why am I hiding it? You already mentioned Halloween.
I did.
Anyway.
And then I admitted it
which
before
you wait until next year,
anybody could tell on me when I went, oh, and there's something magic coming and I can't tell you. And then it was, I said it, Halloween. There might be something in the fall collection that is
we have plenty
special.
of things that are dreaming up in the minds and going to be coming to fruition and all kinds of good stuff.
Phil wants 100 pages of VB mixed media pattern paper. So the ready-made, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, there's lots of things that are going to come. There's so many things that you have to space it out because otherwise it's there. Oh, I forgot. There's another thing coming too. Like, you are not going to be disappointed. We will keep you definitely creatively inspired with all of the things we've been working on, things that are going to come out under the 49 and Market umbrella that we've kind of worked on together. But I was like, I'm quite happy to have things that are just general so that we are going to use, because I'm going to use all of it. If I like what Dennis has made, I will use that. Somebody had asked a question if I would do a 10 plus layout with a new beach. I just don't think there's enough time. I won't be able to get it. I'll do something with it on a Friday Night Live. So if you get it, I will commit to doing a Friday Night Live using the new collections that I just use, and then it just for pure free inspiration doing a layout or a double page layout.
A bug fly in my eye.
I'm like, she just had a stroke or something back there. Not sure what was happening. And were there other questions that I'm missing?
I'm like,
spacing things out is good for the bank.
I have to tell you to
whole
rein
thing,
it
right?
in. I have to tell you to rein it in.
Yeah,
That's what Natalie said.
It is. Well, it's not. It's just she's worse than I am. Believe it or not, she really is. She goes, let's add one more. And then Melissa's like, oh my gosh, the two of you are killing me. You're not allowed to hang out together. So it's good. Thank you. This wasn't bad. 10 o'clock is usually how long I'm on here. So like, look how awesome. Like, I feel like that's helped me because now when I purchase those dies, which I will because I want to use those, now I know I don't have to search for a YouTube video. It's all in here. And then there's just some inspiration. You don't have to make the pocket I did, but it shows you cutting it all on double side paper, gives you two sides. Now you know how to use all the dies. You see how they work together. You know that they're good investment pieces because gosh darn it, something else is gonna, I'm sure, come along that you're gonna use with it, which is awesome. And we'll see you later, Pamela. Thanks for joining us, though. That was lots of fun. We have to rest now because the magic, all the planning for 2026 and things that are coming out in the fall, it's gonna be happening this weekend. Like, seriously, we have pages and pages of notes and the stuff that comes together. Magic happens.
And we're already a day short.
We have a lot of work to do. So Janine's going to have to stay up another night later than 9 o'clock. She does. She goes, I got to go to bed now. And she goes to bed at 9. I'm like, okay, I'll go draw on my iPad or
again.
something.
The kids aren't going to school
tomorrow. So that's good. So any questions before we wrap it up? Any questions for Janine? Huge thank you for her hopping on here with me.
Thank you for having me.
But I love it. I love the dice, I have to say. And she didn't even pay me to say it. That came from my heart. When those came out, I'm like, that's brilliant. I'm mad I didn't think of something that smart, man. She's smart. Don't get me wrong. I want all the... No, Dion, I get it. And we've talked about this. Is we can't saturate the market with too much stuff, right? There's other stuff come.
She's like, I want to...
Nora, I love her so much.
You weren't here to flip the camera, but I handled it.
So you know what's awesome is like, because this is what the community and the real is, the families, like, right? That Nora is like, I'm
Vicky.
I'm Auntie Vicky. I am now. Like, I feel like what an added bonus is triplets. She's a mom of triplets. That these 3 kids that I get, and Nora especially, we love. She talks sports to me, and I just go, oh, that's fun. Go team. And I listen to her stories, but I know not at all what she's talking about. But I love what she loves. So, and she's very supportive. So that's very nice, right? That she's like, oh, I love what you did, or that's so much fun. See what we made?
That's actually really pretty. I like all the colors.
She's
I
surprised.
like the pink and the
Did you
blue.
see that? She's like, that's actually pretty. I didn't know you could do any of that stuff. So that was fun. That was fun. I like that. So yay sports. See, other people, yay sports. So we'll wrap it up because it's just going to go crazy from this point on. But like
Thank
I
you
said,
for having me.
yes,
Thank you for
thank
the
you.
support.
Thank you for letting me be a part of this because this 49 and Market thing, man, it's kind of awesome. And I would have been here supporting all of it. It's kind of fun that I get to be a part of all the magic that comes out of here.
Yeah.
And like I said, lots is coming. Stay tuned. Make sure if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up, the like, and if you aren't following, make sure that you are subscribed because lots of stuff to myself, to everything with 49 and Market. You don't want to miss any of the stuff that's coming. So it's awesome. So thanks, friends. Have a wonderful rest of your evening and weekend. If you're watching after the fact, thanks for joining us. We just love all the support this community brings. We love you guys. So we'll see you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good night. Bye.
Eek. And